Hey, Reverend Val Harris. Welcome to the Plan to Prosper Small Business Academy. How are things going for you, lady?
Things are going well, young lady.
That's good to hear. So, welcome to the Academy. This is a place where we talk about business, real business. I know it's some fancy glitz and glam out there, but we want to tell them how it really goes down in the entrepreneurial journey. So, tell us who you are and what you do.
Well, my name is Valarie Harris. I was born and raised in Newport News, Virginia, but I've resided in Petersburg for the last 45 years with my husband, who we've been married, celebrated 45 years of marriage last month. He's retired.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. He's retired military, United States Air Force, and I am a retired school teacher after 34 years. And of course, I still work with youth in the school system on a sort of a part-time basis as well. And I have two lovely daughters, five grandchildren, and four great-grandchildren.
So what do your grandchildren call you? What is your grand name?
Some of them call me Granny, and some just say Grandma. So they all have something different they call me, me mom. So,
Oh, that's
it just,
good.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Are they spoiled? Are they spoiled?
Every last one of them, every last one of them.
So tell me about how the prior life and education and other things you do translated into building a business. How did that come together for you?
Well, I think with me teaching for 34 years and the various positions that I held, and I was a webmaster, I was a lead technology teacher, I taught special education, I did a variety of things. And then when I went into ministry, I'm the director of ministries at my church. And I just look back at all the different experiences that I've had that led me to even writing a book and um, just being able to do some of the things I wanted to do, but had stepped out and did those things and finally got courage enough to do it, the business piece. But I think everything that I've done in my entire life has helped me to push forward to be able to do some of the things that I'm doing right now. And from
So
those various experiences, it has equipped me to be able to, do the business part now.
so
Yeah.
let's start with the book. So what's the title of the book and how did you come up with that?
Well, my first book I wrote is called Talk Time with God. And that book came about when a group of us were about to go to Africa. And every time we went to Africa, we would always have do a fast, and we would always pray and that type of thing. And during one of my devotional times in the morning, God gave me that book. And so I wrote that book, and it came out in 2000 and 2019. And then, as time went on and I started going back to school, another book, God gave me another vision of another book for youth called Unleashed Power of Prayer. And it's a prayer journal workbook for youth that have interactive activities in it, to give youth a place where they can learn how to write in journals and write to God and tell him what's on their mind. They can even draw pictures in there. It just have all kinds of various activities in there to just get them to, even if they're having a hard day, to just write about it in the journal of the last book that I wrote.
And so those books are for sale.
Yes.
So you have them on Amazon or where are they?
I have them on Amazon. I have them also on my website. I would prefer if people would buy them from my website, which is www.talktimeval.com.
Okay,
Yes.
we'll make sure we have that link also in our show notes. But I wanted to talk a little bit around the connection between ministry and then moving over into business. How you marry the two. Um it's because the book is for profit, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So
It
so
is for
tell me
profit.
what your thoughts are around that. If there are other ministers who are listening and wondering or even struggling on how to do that and maintain their integrity. Can you talk to us about that?
Well, I think as long as you are still responsible to the position that you have on both sides, that you keep the integrity of how you do things. That's the main thing. Is that you, of course, everything that we do, we need to put God first in it. But as a minister myself, I want to always be in line with the house, with my pastor, and being obedient to that side. But when I separate with the business, then that's separate. But I still have to walk in integrity in all that I do. And not let that filtrate over to the position that I have as far as ministry is concerned. You have to kind of separate it, but you still walk in integrity
Because
in both.
it's one whole testimony, right?
Yes,
It's one life that you're living, so you're not living um
separate, right?
exactly.
Because I'm
So
still talking about it's still faith based. I don't forget that I'm a minister. I still
mhm.
talk about God, but on a business level. Yes.
Oh, you know what I want to talk to? I want to talk about your new efforts. So here lately we've been seeing the Facebook Lives. Tell me how that started and how it's going.
Let me tell you something. That Facebook thing. I had the first time I started Facebook was in 2017 on the first, I believe it was my first missions trip to Africa. Everybody I was with had Facebook except me. So we were on our way back, and they said, "You don't have Facebook?" I said, "I don't need no Facebook." Well, how am I gonna talk to you when we get back? I said, "You can call me on the phone." They said, "Now you need to have Facebook." So they made me feel so bad. I went on and signed up for Facebook before we actually left from Africa. I had a Facebook, but I didn't still do a whole lot with it because I was just so hearing so many different things about how things were working with it, and I just didn't trust the process of doing it. So I would go on every now and then, and I would tell people I like that, or that's pretty, or that's beautiful. Very casual, but not an everyday thing. So it was a push when I actually started going because I was pushed to the point where I had to first teach a Bible study class live on Facebook. And
Wow.
I had to do the video, and of course I sent the video so the video could be seen on Facebook, and I was sweating bullets. So that was the first experience. And so from that experience, when I started with the business piece, I did have some experience from, my working as a minister and doing the Bible study. So that filtrated over to me being able to start doing the lives. And of course, it was still difficult because it's one thing talking to you like this, it's just you and I, or in a classroom with some kids. But when you're talking about going live on a platform where there are people that are seeing you, though you don't know who they are. That's a different ball game, and so I have had to become accustomed not worrying about what it is, as long as my message is being reached to those that I'm trying to reach out there.
So tell me where you started. So you because you had a certain commitment at first to yourself.
Yes, I
So
have
what was it? A weekly? How was what was
the
the setup?
commitment was 8 weeks. I was going to do it for 8 weeks.
And so did you have it already laid out for the 8 weeks, what you're gonna talk about?
Well, I had the topics, but I didn't have exactly what I was going to actually talk about because I wanted to kind of know that what I was going to say, it would encourage somebody, because the podcast or the live was for me was to inspire, or encourage somebody to step up and step out of their comfort zone, because I was doing the same thing. So I
Mhm.
could talk about that because I was stuck saying, I
Mhm.
don't need to do this. So I know that there are others that feel the same way, to tell them, come on, we can do this together. Because if I can do it, they can do it.
I think it's very encouraging because sometimes in the business space online and on podcasts, you only hear from people who are already comfortable with technology or they
Right.
already know how to do the apps and stuff like that. So I think it's very encouraging for you to come on and say, no, I have an online presence and I started my Facebook in 2017. on peer pressure. There's nothing worse than church peer pressure
Yes, yes, yes.
from the
And
saints.
I had to laugh at myself. I said, I don't need that. Y'all can call me on the telephone. We can talk on the phone. No, you need to be on there. I mean, it was pressure. It was pressure. And I was like,
So
but
have any of those people who were on that trip, what do they say now that they see you on there live every
they're
week?
really happy about it.
Oh,
They say they're glad
wow.
to see me, stepping out and doing it, and they're encouraging to me. So, that makes me feel really, really good as well.
So when you're actually, so I can see now how, so once you get started, you're a minister, so you can just let go. You can deliver a message. It's just the different is the venue is different.
It's different.
Got you.
Absolutely.
Or you
Right.
so you oh, it's just like being in front of the classroom,
Right.
so all of that experience has prepared you, and that's
Yes.
where the ministry and the business kind of comes together.
Right.
So
Right.
talk to me about the culture. First of all, let's talk about stepping up and stepping out. That was the theme of this series, and it turned into much more. So talk to us about stepping up and stepping out. And you can get into some encouragement and some preaching if you want to, but
Well,
tell us.
I'm not gonna do that. But
You
anyway,
you can. The
okay,
people need to
okay,
hear that.
okay. Well, the Stepping Up and Stepping Out program is basically a program emphasizing uh, 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 helping women to become transformational and using a holistic approach, an all around approach, because we as women, we have to support each other. So I've always been a person that did not mind helping the next person do something that I might know how to do that they didn't know how to do. And I think I picked that up teaching school because you
Mhm.
always have to adapt to the different learning styles of children. So now it's different because I'm doing it with adults. And I love doing that because a lot of people want to try stuff, but sometimes they're fearful because they can't
Mhm.
do it and afraid to ask for help. And
Mhm.
so I want to be that one that I'm there to be able to push them from being stuck so that they can step out of their comfort zone so that they can be, fulfill the potential and the purpose that God has purposed them for as well.
So the brand, so it's stepping up and stepping out. The brand itself, like it's become the name of the program. It was
Yes.
the title of the Facebook Live. So
Yes.
that actually became just part of the holistic brand,
Yes.
and even the program that out. So your outcome, and then I think it's interesting that you also were demonstrating it by going on Facebook Live.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
That you were
Yes.
actually showing us how to step up and step out. So
Yes.
tell us what we can expect working with you one on one. Is
Well,
Mhm.
working with me one on one is first program that I'm doing now. It's an 8 week series where I go through different basic skills to see where the person is and then move them from one stage to the other, and in prayer of that they are ready to step up and step out of their comfort zone with whatever their interests are, because we all have different interests, but to coach them, be right there with them. And I do an hour series with them every week until the 8 weeks is up. And then we evaluate and see how, where they started to where they are when we finish, to see if we need to progress to go further.
So I think it's interesting to have a business coach who's also has a sensitive spirit to what, because there might be fear there
Yes.
or mindsets or other things that need to be undone. And then also as an educator, you also realize that, and you could probably tell it better than I can, like they're different kind of learners.
Yes.
I don't know what they are.
Yeah.
But there's a bit, like I'm a very visual person. I have to
Yes.
see, if I could see you do it. That's why I ended up majoring in something math related. If I could see you do it, I could repeat it. But if you told me
And
to read it, I would still be on paragraph one.
but see, I'm like that too. I like to be visual too, and I'm visual with my clients
Mhm.
because I show it to them. We go over it so that they're able to grasp whatever it is that we're working on for their particular program.
So are they writing out their goals or
They're
they write out
writing
their
out.
fears?
Yes,
Okay.
they're writing out. They're going way back to childhood, seeing
Mm.
where did some of these feelings come from? To push them to know that You are already equipped with what you need inside of you, but because of
Mm,
the values that were instilled in you from a child. And a lot of times we don't think about uh, our vocations from parents, the
mm,
vocations that they had that make us who we are.
understood.
You see what I'm saying? So
Understood.
I go way back, and so we do a backtrack coming forward to show them you're already equipped with these things that you need. You just need to be pushed out there to move forward with confidence and boldness because you already have what you need.
And I think that's very important that we learn because I always tell my clients you have to find what you are authentically crafted to
To
do.
do, yeah,
And when you don't know who you are and the meanings behind why you do crazy stuff, sometimes some of it is crazy.
yes,
You always like you always got to go, in the back door. You always whatever because your mother always did it and you don't know who you are authentically because of the patterns that were set before you, good and bad.
right,
And so when you don't know what to do, you just copy the next person
right,
and wonder why that business isn't working for you because you're not being authentically
authentic,
who you are. So I
yeah,
think that's amazing work. I really do. So
yeah.
what's next with Talk Time Val? So we still doing the Facebook lives? It's still happening
We
week.
still doing, I'm still doing the Facebook lives, and and I like going out there, inspiring and encouraging the people. And I'm right now working with a high performing women leaders who are wanting to be entrepreneurs, and it's a wonderful journey because it's helping me help them, and then my goal is when I help them, they're gonna go help somebody else.
So are you finding the clients as a result of the Facebook of going Facebook Live?
Yes,
So they're
yes,
used to already hearing, so you've already ministered to them and helped them in some way, and
yes,
then they reach out and connect and want to
yes.
work
And
one on
some
one.
I don't know. I haven't, I didn't know them. Yes,
Oh, really?
yes,
Okay, that is
yes,
awesome.
yes,
So I think that is for the testimony of the person who was not on Facebook. I think that is a great testimony of even you demonstrating stepping up and stepping out.
yeah. And that's why
So
I tell them what I'm telling you. I've experienced that, so I know that I'm not by myself, and
mm.
I'm here to help them step up and step out of their comfort zone because God has not given us a spirit of fear, but we will allow fear to stop us from doing some of the things that we need to be doing.
So what do you think sometimes where the fear comes from? Is it
Sometimes it can come from a lack of low self-esteem.
mm,
It can come from pain pressures of what you've experienced in your life, of people telling you what you can't do or who you
mm.
are never going to be. I mean, I experienced that what people used to tell me as a child, you're never going to be anything. So I know that I'm not the only one that have experienced that. So, from pain points that you've had in your life, that's why I go back to childhood to bring them up, to let them know that these were lies that were instilled in you, to let them know that they are worth something.
Mhm.
Because when God created them, He created them for purpose. And so
That
a
is
lot of times when
wonderful.
they have those pain points and that have maybe caused them to sit back and not want to move forward, it came from childhood and it was never dealt with. So these are some of the things that you have to deal with so that we can open up your eyes to see, oh, that's why I act the way I act. So I need to do A, B, C, D so that I can improve that and move forward.
I love that. So remind us how we get in contact with you. So when if we want to step up and step out, tell us what to do next.
Well, what you can do is you can go to my website, and on the first page of the website, you can sign up for a consultation with me. I do the first one is a free consultation, and then if you're interested in the program, then we'll go through the steps and we'll see which one you would use. Because right now I'm only offering the 8 week, the 3 month, and the 6 month. I haven't started with the 12 month yet, so I'm doing uh low grade right now because I'm at the beginning stage of the business. So I'm not trying to overdo it. I just want to make sure that what I'm offering that it's going to be impactful for the people that are engaged in it.
That is the way to go. That is the
Yes,
way to go.
yes,
I love it. And that's talktimeval.com.
yes.
Excellent.
www.talktimeval.com. Yes.
And we'll make sure that we have that link. And on your website is also the books and all the other stuff that they can.
Yes, and I
Oh, good.
also have another link, my LinkedIn, and I can send that to you.
Okay.
I have a link tree that they can see everything. They can see my Facebook, they can
Okay.
see my website, they can see Instagram and all of that. And it's all been a learning experience because I've had to learn how to use all these platforms that I was not really using. I mean, I knew about them as a technology teacher, but because back during that time they were saying such awful things about them, I knew about them. I even joined, I think it was LinkedIn, but I never really used it. But I knew about them.
So tell me what. So now you're moving from, and I shouldn't say moving from ministry. You're using the ministry, turning it into a business. So tell me what tool has been the most helpful in your, like, you go to this tool every day. Well, what is the tool, the go-to tool that helps you a lot in your business?
As far as doing my videos,
Anyway, anyone.
well, I love Melon,
Okay,
and
what
I
does
love
Melon do?
Melon is where I do the videos.
Okay,
I use Melon and I use StreamYard.
okay, okay.
Those are the ones that I use right now to help me with the videos. And I started off with the StreamYard. My nephew, bless his heart, he's in New Jersey. He's the one that taught me how to use
Shout out, nephew. Shout out to the
yeah,
nephew.
nephew Jason Moody. He helped his auntie learn how to do StreamYard when I first had to use it. When I had to go out there and do a Bible study lesson, he's out. Okay, auntie, it's not that hard. Come on, and so he showed me how to use it.
Because we women of a certain age have to reach back to the millennials, the young folks,
Let
to
me
help
tell
us.
you,
And that's okay.
yes, I need them. And the thing of it is, as long as you have a growth mindset where you're not
Yes,
stuck, where you got a fixed mindset where I know enough. No, you don't ever know enough because every day is a learning experience that we should want to learn something. I don't care how old I am. I want to always be learning something that I don't
exactly.
know.
And
Yes,
I think this conversation is so important because there's not a lot of conversation, because a lot of the content that's out there is assuming people already know how to use this.
right. And they
And
don't.
women who are of a certain age, who have grown adult children, who are transitioning from being mommy and employee and going to other things, I think is an encouragement to those women. It's not too late for you to start.
It's
You
not
can
too late.
start your podcast, you can
Yes,
start going Facebook Live, you can do an encouraging word, a daily post. It
yes.
is not too late for
It's
you
never.
to use your voice. Because a lot of women, especially women of color, we got a lot of testimony, a lot of things that have happened, a lot of wisdom, and we need to start speaking. We need to
Yes.
step up and step out.
Yes, yes. And see, my first lady, she's doing she talks about, using your voice,
Yes.
and she has a podcast as well,
Yes, she
but I
does.
haven't
Yes, she
gotten to the
does.
podcast piece, but I'm doing the videos.
I
But
well, you know what? We're setting away. I am on a few months in myself. It has been an incredible journey.
I'm
And
so
it's
proud
been,
of you. I'm so
thank
proud of
you.
you.
It's been, and maybe you can relate with going live and doing your coaching. That it's been a discipline. So
Yes,
I know Wednesdays is my day to record. So like I was like, my hair was all over my head. I'm like, okay, Yulika, you gotta put it together, put some lipstick on, get your mind right, and go ahead and do it. And the more you do, the first one is a big booger, but then but as you take each step, it gets easier and easier. And I enjoy it. I really do. I enjoy the conversations.
and I try
And
to make sure with what I do, I don't let it overlap with my other responsibilities. Yeah, I
yes,
set a schedule. I have had to do great time management to know that okay, this day is marked off that nothing's happened because I have these responsibilities. And then
Yes.
these days, I'm responsible to do ABC. So
Because we
you have,
still want to enjoy our lives. We
yes,
still
and you
want
have
to,
to
yeah,
enjoy your life. Yes,
yeah.
yes, yes,
I need my nap time. So I understand. I
yeah.
understand. Well, Val, thank you for joining us today and sharing us. We are going to step up and step out in accordance with the word that was given to you. And we appreciate you. And we'll make sure that we follow up with you and come back sometime and let us know what's going on in your business and how. First, we want to know: are you still doing the Facebook Lives, and what are you doing new? So you're welcome to come back anytime to talk here at the Plan to Prosper Small Business Academy.
Well, I am so happy that you invited me to come to the academy. So this is
I
some,
am honored. We are
yes,
honored for your presence, ma'am.
absolutely. You know, I love you, girl,
Thank you. Thank you. I love you too.
and I'm very, very proud of you as well
Thank you, ma'am. I'm
because
blushing. Thank
you've
you.
helped me a lot as well. Yeah,
Thank you. That's
yeah.
what we're here to feed one another,
To help
to
each other.
serve, to serve.
Yes, to serve.
If there is no service, then what is it for? What does it
That's
say
right.
about your life?
And
If you don't have any to give to others, then what were you doing it for?
And absolutely. And the thing of it is, what gifts and talents God gives us, they're not for us. They're for
No,
us to help somebody else in the body of Christ. And so it's not for me to say, well, I have these talents and I'm gonna keep them to myself. No, it's not about that. We are
no.
supposed to be servants and we're supposed to help other people.
And we're women who are built to serve one another. I know a lot of times we see on television that women are competing, especially
Yes,
Black women competing, who's the prettiest, who's the tallest, who got the whatever. But no, I want an environment, and here at the Plan to Prosper Small Business Academy, where we support one another, that we're here to build. If I know how to do it and I can jump on a call with you, you'll
right.
know how to do it.
That's right. And
And I
that's how
love
I
it.
feel too. I feel the
That's the
same way.
environment.
Yes.
But thanks again. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Thank you. It was nice being with you.